So today we've gotten an update for Season 4 Reloaded for Call of Duty Warzone. Now there is a lot to unpack. While there are some new things, a brand new weapon, some new items in the store you can purchase, things like that, the main juice of this update for me is the meta change that has occurred and a lot of updates that we cannot wait in general as a community to probably see. And for me, there's a few standouts. We'll go over that a bit. But with that being said, the information you are seeing is going to be images from Warzone Loadout on Twitter. Both their Twitter and their website is tagged. Now, complete transparency, this is not sponsored, but I do praise the hell out of this site. If you guys are wondering how to build your weapon, what weapons are meta, what weapons are absolutely meta, things like that, this site is a great tool for you to use to see just that. With that being said, let's guys focus on the patch notes. And again, these images are from Warzone Loadout on Twitter. We'll go over pretty much everything, highlight some stuff, talk about this stuff I really think stands out. We're not going to talk about every little text that is on screen, but we'll leave the images on screen so you guys can read it. But let's jump into assault rifles, nerfs, and buffs. Now, for one, the BAR, the NZ41, the KG-M40, the STG, and the Cooper Carbine have seen some nerfs. Now, these are kind of pretty much the standout assault rifles to use and pretty much the standout weapons to use right now in Warzone. The NZ41, for example, saw a max damage range decrease to 33.5 meters and a minimum damage in general decrease to 30. It's down from 34. Neck damage multiplier decreased to 1.27, down from 1.3. Now, the SCG, for example, seen some more recoil, same thing with the Cooper Carbine. So, as you can tell, these nerfs are really hitting these weapons in the case of trying to make them not so easy to use, or in some cases, reducing their overall power collectively. Now, let's jump into some buffs that has occurred, and we'll see 3 Modern Warfare weapons on this list. We're going to talk about this specifically. The M13, which has got another buff. It's kind of resurged into a top choice. The AMAX and the Kilo are other weapons that saw some up buffs. The Vara and the Krig 6, both from Black Ops Cold War, also got some buffs, and some other stuff from Vanguard. The Burst, the Itra Burst, the Nikita AVT, and the Volk are all really good. The Nikita AVT and the Volk seemingly got better buffs to help with their sniper support capabilities, if that's an option for you guys, so definitely pay attention to that. But the M13 got a neck locational damage multiplier increase from 1 to 1.3. It is up from a whopping 1.01, so this is a significant multiplier in my opinion. The AMAX also got some stuff. This is still going to be one of those guns that takes a little bit more skill to use because of the recoil control, but headshot locational damage multiplier has been increased to 1.6. It is up from 1.56, and the minimum damage, which I think is the most important buff here, has been increased to 28. It is up from 24. Same thing with the Kilo. The mid damage has been removed, but the minimum damage has increased to 23. It is up from 18. So that's very good in that regard. Again, I have not checked it out. I have not played with it, but I am sure a lot of these changes will make these weapons more viable to use as an assault rifle. Now, let's slide over to SMGs and shotguns. Now, on the left side, you see here the Armaguerra, the H4 Blixen, and the Marco 5 have seen some damage and recoil nerfs. So that's pretty devastating for just the meta of SMGs. Now, the MP40 is off this list, so that's still a top choice, and so is Type 100. So those are still top choices to use. But the Armaguerra, the Blixen, and the Marco 5 does seem, especially the Marco 5, did see some significant nerfs that we can see on paper. Only time could tell how that feels in the meta. Now, the UGR, the Uzi, the MP5 from Cold War, the Gallo SA12, the Origin, Street Sweeper, and Gracie Auto all got specific buffs. And as you can see on the bottom right hand side, these are shotguns from all different games that have seen a basic buff of increasing max pellet damage by 26%. Now, some of the juicy stuff, I think 2 weapons definitely stand out, or specifically 3, 2 SMGs, 1 shotgun. The Uzi from Modern Warfare saw some increases that make sure it's going to be a headshot deadly machine. So if you guys are hitting headshots, this weapon does sound like it's going to be significantly better. And the MP5 from Cold War, which I think is a top tier choice compared to the Modern Warfare MP5 due to just mobility and sprint speed and things like that. It's seen a max damage range increase, as well as some neck damage multipliers have been increased as well. So hopefully makes this, like the Uzi, a better headshot weapon. Now, the Origin 12 from Modern Warfare also saw some specific changes. Max pellet damage has been increased to 25. It is up from 24. Mid pellet damage has increased to 14, up from 12. So that should be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be back to what it was when it was broken, but only time could tell. Now, the least interesting slide of it all, but again, we'll talk about it, is we've seen some more buffs in general to snipers, marksmen, and LMGs and pistols. LMGs on this list definitely stand out the most to me because of the capabilities and options and flexibility that LMGs offer in long range capabilities. Kind of over snipers with how they handle things, but we'll get into that. So the Kar 98 from Vanguard specifically has seen a lot of buffs. Same thing with the 3-line rifle and the Karenko and the M1 Grand. Now the R1 Shadow crossbow from Black Ops Cold War has seen a bolt accuracy increase by 50%, and the crossbow from Modern Warfare seen the same type of buff, but it is 35%. Now the UGM 8 and the Whitley are LMGs that look really good and saw a lot of recoil and damage stuff done to it that should hopefully make them much more better. Specifically the UGM and the Whitley, just they have capabilities to be better. The Whitley I think was pretty atrocious, but definitely has gotten better with time, and this update with recoil control should definitely make them more capable of long range engagements and pretty effective in those long range engagements. We have some stuff with the pistols that's been changed and stuff like that. That's not too interesting to me, but in general, I think from this slide, the LMGs like the Whitley and the UGM 8 are kind of the biggest standouts for me. But besides that, yeah, this patch notes, this update, this meta change should definitely be refreshing for those looking to change things up with their weapons. A lot of people have been using the NZ41 or the STG or the Cooper, and those weapons for the most part, especially the STG and NZ and Cooper Carbine, have been meta for a long time. So hopefully things reshape how we play Warzone, refreshing things up. And I'm actually really excited to see how the diversity of weapon choices with some of the guns from Cold War and Modern Warfare getting substantial buffs plays out. Maybe we get more choices. I'm a fan of the 5-point system. I do not like the 10-point system in Vanguard. Hopefully they can change that, but I have my doubts they'll ever do that because it is late and it would just ruin the balance of those weapons itself. But yeah, I'm excited to check out the Cold War MP5 and things like that. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, found this video informative, and are just excited for this weapon update meta change to Warzone, definitely drop this video a like. Greatly helps out this video. If you guys want more content from me and you guys are new here, definitely hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for when I drop more content. But until then, that's all I got for this one. Shine on you here, and I'm out.